Refugees have so many different shapes and forms, and everybody has their own unique story, but almost all of them have seen family members killed in front of their eyes. Sometimes bombs, but sometimes even just shot straight up. Women who say, my husband and my children were shot in front of me. And it's just almost unimaginable horrors.
The 75 people who came to our training, they are doing the work every day with Syrian refugees. Many of them are Syrian refugees. Others are aid workers who are committed to doing this work. They're the doctors, they're the nurses, they're the counselors working with the level of violence and fear that there is in the refugee community and in the camps.
At the beginning of the training, we were actually asked to do meditation. And it is kind of my first time to be in that experience. While I was doing the meditation, I started to feel things getting out of my body. There is some magic happening here. But honestly, I think the mind-body medicine for the people who are under the attack is the safe passage out.
In terms of the training and the paperwork that we got for it, it's sort of described, this first session is for you. And there are many things in life that I think you can talk about, but it's experiential. The way that it was done here was, now I see where that's coming from and why it's coming from that way. Because the small group model it's already well proven and shown to work, but I think that's a outstanding, wonderful way to learn how to take care of yourself and learn how to examine yourself, and then to be a guide for people as they learn how to examine themselves as well.
The refugees, they are very much afraid of what they had in the past and what will happen in the future. But actually, they are not living the present. Here is the challenge. And this treatment makes them feel what they are having in their present, and to live the moment, to be here and now, which is very important. Since this program had a very positive impact in Palestine, other areas as well, why shouldn't we be working here in Jordan?
I was with a friend drinking coffee, and suddenly the entire city was burning. Around 200 airstrikes took place at the same time. I have witnessed, unfortunately survived, 3 massive wars. So whenever we heard the helicopter, we knew someone is dying. So for me, helicopter is not a journey over Niagara Falls. For me, helicopter is actually death. And I wasn't able to feel safe because the memories with that sound are just so hard. How can I let things go? This is the $1 million question. How can I let this go? Mind-body medicine is actually answering a $1 million question. After the second day here, a helicopter was on the skies and I didn't even look up. Things are changing. Things are moving forward, fortunately.
For us, I think it's a totally new experience, and the impact is, I'm trying to find the word to explain the impact, because I saw myself the impact on our staff after the training. It was unbelievable. The impact was the staff, when they worked after that, it changed their life. It changed their way of looking at things. So it's totally different than any other self-therapy or self cure that we experienced before.
I had read the research and I knew that it was such a great program, but seeing it in action makes a big difference. At the beginning of the week, when we were doing small session, you could see people were very intense, and you can see in groups the difference, and you can tell that they're hopeful and they're going to be able to go and help other ones much better because themselves have more hope.
A woman who was a refugee came up to Jim and I at the end of this training, and she said, "Before I met you, I had forgotten who I was. Now I remember." I could feel the ease that she was feeling in her heart, and then she looked at both of us, particularly Jim, and said, "Thank you, thank you. I know exactly what I'm going to do now." What I truly believe is that stepping into this model really sends tiny, energetic morsels of peace to every human being that is curious about the philosophy of the Center for Mind-Body Medicine, but also about the philosophy of peacemaking. And peacemaking begins in here. It begins right here, and then it spreads out. And to me, this is peacemaking work at its best.